Did you know that what you do in the first hour after waking up could determine if you live to 90 and even beyond? It's shocking, but it's true. Most people don't even suspect they are sabotaging their longevity every single morning before they've even finished breakfast. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 7 morning habits shared by people who consistently live to 90 years and older. And the best part? Habit number 4 takes just 30 seconds of your time but could add years to your life. These are secrets most doctors won't tell you, but the evidence is undeniable. Let me tell you about Walter. At 65, Walter watched as his friends started developing serious health issues, heart disease, cognitive decline, mobility problems. But today, Walter is 93. He still lives independently, drives his car, and even volunteers 3 times a week at the local community garden. What's his secret? It wasn't genetics. Most of his family members barely made it to 75. Everything changed when Walter discovered and implemented 7 specific morning habits after attending a health workshop at age 65. These seemingly small changes completely altered his health trajectory. While his peers declined, Walter thrived. When I asked him what the turning point was, he pointed to his morning routine without hesitation. "What I do in the first hour after waking saved my life," he told me. And today, I'm going to share Walter's secrets with you. Ready to discover the morning habits that could completely transform your health after 60? Then let's begin. Habit 1. Immediate hydration. Do you know what's happening inside your body right now? If you haven't had any water yet today, your blood is quite literally thickening, putting dangerous strain on your heart and brain. The first thing centenarians and supereggers do immediately upon waking, not check their phone or turn on the TV, is drink water. And timing here is critically important. Leading nephrologists and longevity researchers at Harvard Medical School have found that overnight dehydration accelerates aging by 31%. Dr. Jessica Rothman, director of renal health at Harvard, explains, during sleep, your body gradually dehydrates, creating a state we call morning blood thickening, which makes the heart work significantly harder and damages tiny blood vessels in the brain and kidneys. This damage accumulates over time and drastically accelerates aging. Take Sylvia's story. At 72, she suffered from chronic kidney problems, constant fatigue, and memory issues. Her doctors were considering dialysis. But when she started drinking 150 milliliters of water immediately upon waking, before even getting out of bed, her kidney function improved by 28% in just 60 days. "My doctor couldn't believe the changes in my blood tests," Sylvia told me. "He asked what medications I was taking, and I said, only water, right after I wake up." What do you need to do? Starting tomorrow morning, place a full glass of water on your nightstand before bed. As soon as you open your eyes, before even getting up, drink the entire glass. No coffee, no tea, water. Room temperature is best, as cold water can shock the system. Make this a non-negotiable habit, like brushing your teeth. Your organs are desperately waiting for hydration after hours of sleep. Don't make them wait a minute longer. Can you commit to this one simple habit that could dramatically improve your kidney function and cardiovascular system? The world's longest living people don't see this as optional. It's vital. Are you already doing this? If not, when will you start? Tomorrow morning could be the beginning of your transformation. Habit 2. Natural morning light exposure. Are you accidentally sabotaging your circadian rhythm every single morning without even realizing it? If you're not getting natural light exposure within 30 minutes of waking, you're missing out on one of the most powerful longevity triggers discovered by scientists. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that morning sunlight exposure for 30 minutes after waking increases melatonin production later in the day by 73%. Dr. Andrew Peterson, a leading researcher in circadian health and aging, explains. Morning sunlight triggers a cascade of hormonal processes that determine everything from your sleep quality to your metabolism and even cognitive function for the next 24 hours. Skipping this morning light trigger is linked to a 37% increased risk of developing neurodegenerative diseases after age 70. Think of Benjamin's experience. At 75, he battled chronic insomnia that had lasted for decades. He tried everything from prescription sleeping pills to expensive supplements. Nothing helped long-term. Then his doctor recommended a simple change, spending 10 minutes outside immediately after waking, regardless of the weather. Within 2 weeks, Benjamin was falling asleep faster and sleeping longer. But what surprised him most were the unexpected benefits. My blood pressure dropped 15 points, and my afternoon energy slump completely disappeared, he shared. All of this just from sitting on my porch with my morning coffee instead of staying inside. Don't put off implementing this vital habit. Tomorrow morning, make it your mission to get natural sunlight exposure within 30 minutes of waking. Even on cloudy days, outdoor light is 50 to 100 times brighter than indoor light and provides critical wavelengths your brain needs. If you have mobility issues, simply sitting near an open window helps. In winter months or bad weather, you can use a medical light therapy lamp as a supplement, but natural light is always superior. This isn't just about better sleep. It's about resetting your biological clock to slow aging at the cellular level. Are you ready to give your body this gift tomorrow morning? What's stopping you from stepping outside tomorrow? Your body is literally waiting for this signal to optimize health. Habit 3. Gentle movement before breakfast. What you do before your morning coffee could determine how your joints feel at age 80. Most people make a critical mistake, staying sedentary until breakfast, unknowingly triggering inflammatory processes that accelerate joint breakdown. Rheumatologists at the Mayo Clinic have found that gentle morning movement reduces joint degradation in older adults by up to 65%. Dr. Lisa Monroe, head of geriatric medicine at Mayo, states, "Our research shows that moving in the morning before eating activates a process called autophagy, essentially cellular cleanup, which is critically important for joint longevity." We measured significant differences in inflammatory markers between seniors who move before breakfast and those who eat first. This changed Harriet's life. At 68, she was scheduled for knee replacement surgery after years of agonizing arthritis pain. As a last resort, her physical therapist suggested 7 minutes of gentle movement immediately after waking, before eating anything. After 3 months, Harriet's pain had decreased so much that the surgeon canceled the operation. "I thought my active days were over," she shared. "Now I can play with my grandkids again." And it all started with those few minutes of morning movement. Your action plan. Tomorrow morning, after you drink your water but before eating your coffee, spend 5 to 10 minutes doing gentle movements to lubricate your joints. This isn't an intense workout, but movements that feel good. Try small circles with your ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and wrists. Stand and gently sway side to side. If you can, reach for your toes or just do a gentle forward bend. The key is continuous, gentle movement that wakes up your joints and muscles. Feel stiffness in your body first thing? That's an important signal. Don't ignore it. This small window of opportunity activates longevity pathways that remain dormant if you stay still. Are you willing to dedicate these few minutes tomorrow to protect your joints for decades to come? Imagine how easily you could be moving at 85 or 90. This isn't luck or genetics. They simply consistently perform this morning ritual. Will you join them? Habit 4. The 30-second 3-2 breathing practice. This is a 30-second breathing practice, the single most powerful longevity practice almost universally performed by people aged 90 and older, yet most people completely ignore it. What if I told you that how you breathe in the morning sets your stress response level for the entire day, potentially adding or subtracting years from your life? Researchers in the blue zones, regions where people regularly live to 100 and beyond, documented that centenarians practice specific breathing techniques that reduce cellular stress by up to 48%. Dr. Michael Cohen, who studies longevity practices in Sardinia, Italy, reports, "We measured significant differences in inflammatory markers and stress hormones between those who practice mindful morning breathing and those who don't. This short practice appears to activate the vagus nerve, essentially telling your body it's okay to switch from survival mode to longevity mode." In the mountain villages of Sardinia, where men regularly live into their late 90s, Douglas observed a morning ritual among the elders. Every morning, before doing anything else, they would go outside and perform a series of deep, rhythmic breaths. When researchers measured their heart rate variability and cortisol levels, they found patterns similar to those of much younger individuals. One 96-year-old shepherd explained, "I breathe in the morning to prepare my body for a good day. If I skip it, by noon I feel a dip in energy and cloudy thinking." Here's the 30-second practice that could transform your health. Immediately after your morning glass of water, and preferably in natural light, perform the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale quietly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. Then exhale completely 1 through your mouth for 8 seconds, making a whoosh sound. Repeat this cycle 3 to 4 times. That's it. 30 seconds that signal your body to activate longevity pathways, not stress responses. Sounds too simple to be effective? Science says otherwise. This short practice has a measurable impact on blood pressure, inflammation, and stress hormones. Are you willing to invest those 30 seconds tomorrow morning? It could be the most profitable health investment you ever make. Are you breathing fully right now as you watch this? Probably not. Most of us shallow breathe, using only 30% of our lung capacity. Start changing that pattern tomorrow morning. 1. AspireAtlas.com. AspireAtlas.com. Habit 5. A protein and fiber-rich breakfast. Your breakfast is quietly sabotaging your chances of living to 90. The truth is, what most Americans eat for breakfast is actively accelerating the aging process, and many don't realize it until it's too late. Nutritional gerontologists have identified specific breakfast patterns among long-lived individuals that reduce inflammatory markers by up to 53%. Dr. Valerie Richardson, a leading researcher at the Institute for Longevity Nutrition, explains, the first meal sets metabolic patterns that influence everything from insulin sensitivity to microinflammation levels for the entire day. Our research shows that a morning meal containing at least 25 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber creates a metabolic environment that supports cellular repair, not damage. Consider Gerald's experience. At 68, he was diagnosed with prediabetes and elevated inflammatory markers. Despite not being overweight, his doctor predicted the onset of full diabetes within 2 years. Instead of immediately starting medication, Gerald worked with a dietitian to change his breakfast. He swapped his usual toast and coffee for a protein and fiber-rich breakfast. Within 6 months, his blood markers were completely normal. The only thing I changed was breakfast, Gerald emphasized. My doctor couldn't believe you could reverse trends just by changing one meal. Here is your formula for a longevity morning meal. Combine a high-quality protein source, eggs, Greek yogurt, or plant-based protein if you prefer, with fiber-rich foods like berries, chia seeds, oats, or vegetables. Add a source of healthy fats, such as avocado, nuts, or olive oil. Strictly avoid refined carbohydrates until after 10 a.m. They cause insulin spikes that accelerate aging. Can you make this swap tomorrow morning? The beauty of this habit is it doesn't require extra time. You're already eating breakfast. Just change what you eat to activate longevity pathways instead of inflammation. Is your current breakfast worth risking your health after 70? Make the swap tomorrow and feel the difference in just a few days. What will you choose for breakfast tomorrow? This decision might seem small, but its cumulative effect over years is enormous. Habit 6. Morning social connection. A morning ritual more powerful than any longevity supplement. Meaningful human connection. Did you know isolation affects your body as much as smoking 15 cigarettes a day? Most people don't realize the timing of this connection is almost as important as the connection itself. A landmark 80-year Harvard study found that morning social contact boosts lifespan significantly more than quitting smoking or exercising. Dr. Robert Miller, who directed the latest phase of this multi-generational study, says, "We found that participants who had any meaningful social contact before 10 a.m. had a 29% lower all-cause mortality rate over the study period. Morning social interaction appears to set neurotransmitter patterns that positively influence cardiovascular and immune function throughout the day." In Okinawa, Japan, home to some of the world's longest living people, Nancy observed an interesting pattern while researching centenarians. Every morning, neighbors would gather briefly before starting their day, sometimes for just 5 minutes of conversation. A 97-year-old woman explained, "If I don't talk to someone in the morning, the whole day feels off. We check on each other every morning. That's how we've lived to such a ripe old age." When researchers measured her inflammatory markers and compared them to socially isolated seniors, the differences were striking, equivalent to a biological difference of several decades. Here are 3 ways to incorporate this vital habit tomorrow morning. Make a short morning call to a friend or family member. Even 3 minutes counts. If you live with someone, create a meaningful morning ritual of connection instead of just passing each other like ships in the night. If you live alone, consider a regular morning meetup with neighbors, even just once a week. If that's not possible, even a friendly exchange with a barista or shopkeeper activates some of the same biological benefits. The key is to make human connection a non-negotiable part of your morning, like brushing your teeth. Are you willing to prioritize this tomorrow? Your body quite literally cannot function optimally without this, regardless of what supplements or exercises you do. Who will you connect with tomorrow morning? Your body is waiting for this critical signal to activate longevity pathways. Habit 7. Focused gratitude practice. One mental habit almost universally practiced by people aged 90 and older every single morning: intentional gratitude. But this isn't the vague, be grateful advice you've heard before. There is a specific way to practice gratitude that activates longevity pathways in your brain and body. Neuroscientists at Yale University found that morning gratitude practices physically rewire the aging brain and reduce cortisol levels by 23%. Dr. Sarah Jenkins, a specialist in neuroplasticity in older adults, explains, "We can see changes in the brain on functional MRI scans when seniors regularly practice focused gratitude in the morning." The prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and emotional regulation, shows increased activity similar to much younger brains. But timing matters. This effect is significantly stronger when practiced within an hour of waking. Patricia's story vividly illustrates the power of this practice. At 74, she battled hypertension that was poorly controlled by medication. Her cardiologist was concerned about her heart function. Learning about the gratitude research, Patricia started a simple morning gratitude practice focused on her body and health. Within 3 months, her blood pressure stabilized, and her heart rate variability, a key marker of cardiovascular health, improved by 31%. "My doctor asked what medications I had changed," Patricia shared. "When I told him it was just my morning mindset, he was skeptical until he saw the consistent numbers over time." Here is the 2-minute gratitude practice that transformed Patricia's health. Immediately after your breathing exercise, place your hand on your heart. Name 3 specific parts of your body you are grateful for, and explain why. For example, "I'm grateful for my eyes, which let me see my grandchildren's faces. I'm grateful for my legs, which still carry me where I need to go. I'm grateful for my heart, which has faithfully beaten for me all these years." The key is specificity and focusing the gratitude on the body, not just circumstances. This isn't magical thinking, but a measurable change in nervous system function, affecting inflammation levels and immune response. Will you try this 2-minute practice tomorrow morning? It costs nothing, requires no special equipment, and can literally add years to your life. Have you thanked your body today for all it does for you, or are you focused on its flaws? Your perspective literally changes your physiology. Now you know the 7 morning habits that can transform your health after 60 and significantly increase your chances of joining the elite group of vibrant people aged 90 and older. You don't have to be perfect. Even implementing 3 of these habits can profoundly change your health trajectory. Remember Walter, he started with just 2 habits and gradually added the others. The key is to start tomorrow, not wait for the perfect moment that never comes. Your morning routine literally programs your body for youth or aging. Which will you choose? These habits are not a luxury but vital practices for those who want to not just live to 90, but meet that age with energy, clarity, and purpose. Which of these 7 morning habits will you start implementing tomorrow? Your future self is counting on the decisions you make right now. If you found this information helpful, please give it a like and subscribe so you can get more health secrets most people after 60 will never know. Which of these 7 habits are you already practicing? Let me know in the comments below. Share this video with those you love. It might just be the gift that adds years to their life.